Hello, welcome back. In this short tutorial, we are going to look at how to write data from RStudio to your project directory. Let's get started. So to do that, we're going to use the write.csv function. When we read information in from our project directory into RStudio, we use the read.csv function. And so in this case, we're going to use the write.csv function. So the first argument that you're going to specify is the data, right? What data do you want to write as a spreadsheet back to your hard drive? And then the file argument is going to say, what do you want to label that function? What do you want to label that file? And so in this case, we're going to label it my_csv_data.csv. And so this is what we're going to view when we save the file to our hard drive. And then row names is an argument that allows us to include the names of the rows in that spreadsheet or not. So we'll just start out by putting it false, and we'll see what happens. So we wrote the file, and now let's open the spreadsheet. So what we wrote was the my CSV data. So let's open that. So we see here that we have whatever was in my CSV. So what was in my CSV was 3 columns and 3 rows. All right, now let's see what happens when we change that argument to true, or row names. So when we do that, and when we open the file again, we see that we should have a 4th column. See, we have a 4th column, and it has the indices of each of the rows. All right. So that's how to read information from RStudio to a CSV. Next, what we're going to look at is how to do that for an xlsx. So this is a little bit more complicated, but still very simple. And we have to use the open xlsx function, because now we're not reading a CSV, but we're doing a Excel worksheet. So to do that, the first argument again is going to be the data that we want to write into, and then also the file name. And then because in Excel worksheets, you can have multiple sheets within the same file, right? So you have to specify the name of the sheet. And so if you leave this blank, it's just going to provide, I think, a default name, and I think that's either going to be table 1 or sheet 1. So let's take a look at what that would be if we just left that blank. So let's go back to our folder. And then let's open my Excel file. So we can see here that the default name that it gave for it was just sheet 1. So we can change that by going here and putting in the argument sheet name, and let's call it table 1. All right. Now let's go back to our sheet. I don't think it's saved. Let's close this. Let's minimize that. My Excel data. There it goes. All right. So we see here now that the name of the sheet was changed, right? Before it was just sheet 1, but now it's table 1, and the default value was just sheet 1, but now we gave it a specific value that we want. And this is important because in future videos, I'm going to show you how we can build apps in Shiny, and how we might want to save the information that is collected in Shiny we might want to save that into different sheets. And so having the ability to specify which sheet we want to save it to can be very useful. All right. Thanks for tuning in. If this was helpful, like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.